Disney World is changing faster in 2026 than most guests can keep up with, but you're not most guests. I'm your Disney World wingman, and this is how you are going to see and do everything. Number 1, Rock and Roller Coaster starring the Muppets.
Rock and Roller Coaster is officially retiring its Aerosmith theme and transitioning to a full Muppets reimagining currently slated to open in summer 2026, with the exact opening date still unannounced. Disney has confirmed that this is a complete overhaul. A new queue experience, a new pre-show, a new storyline, new show scenes, updated audio, and refreshed theming throughout. The track layout stays the same, but nearly everything else is being rebuilt. In 2026, the work will become visible. Exterior signage will change, lighting and color treatments will shift, and the surrounding area will gradually reflect the new theme as construction continues. The new version centers on Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem, with the attraction reframed around their music and backstage world. It's a significant departure from the original concept, bringing in a completely different tone and character identity. Watching the update unfold is part of the interest this year. For anyone who follows attraction development, this is the year where the evolution of Rock and Roller Coaster is something you can observe in real time.
Number 2, Level 99 at Disney Springs.
Level 99 is one of the biggest third-party additions ever to come to Disney Springs, and 2026 is the year it becomes a must-do. This isn't an arcade. It isn't a playground. It isn't an escape room. It's all of those things cranked past 10. A giant multi-room challenge-based experience built around physical games, team puzzles, interactive environments, and competition you actually feel in your body. The original Level 99 in Boston became famous for its scale. Dozens of rooms, each one built like its own mini attraction with timed challenges, physical tests, and spaces that look like they were designed by Imagineers on their day off. And the Disney Springs version is shaping up to be even bigger. We're talking massive themed rooms, digital integrations, group puzzles, physical obstacle moments, and high-energy competitive rounds that make this unlike anything else in Disney World. The reason it matters in 2026 is simple. Disney Springs hasn't had a major new anchor like this since Drawn to Life. And Level 99 is going to change how people spend their evenings in Disney World. This finally adds a true something-to-do experience that doesn't involve shopping or sitting at a bar. For groups, for teens, for adults who want a break from the park, for locals needing a night out, this fills a gap that Disney has had for years. If you want one of the most unique, high-adrenaline, fully interactive experiences Disney Springs has ever offered, Level 99 is the one you block out time for in 2026.
Number 3, join the new mission on Millennium Falcon Smugglers Run.
May 22nd, 2026 is the day this ride becomes an entirely new experience. For the first time since Galaxy's Edge opened, Smugglers Run is replacing its entire mission. Not tweaking it, not adding a cameo, not layering a seasonal variant. Replacing it. Mandalorian and Grogu step in as the new anchors of this storyline, with brand new objectives, brand new dialogue, brand new pacing, and a full narrative shift away from the coaxium heist that's run there since day one. This is Disney addressing the one complaint fans and locals have had for years. It's a cool ride, but once you've done it, you've done it. Not anymore. The new mission rewires the experience so every position in the cockpit feels like it matters again. Pilots aren't just steering, they're navigating new sequences. Gunners aren't repeating the same target, which is hitting that button as quickly as you can over and over and over and over again. Engineers aren't just pushing flashing buttons anymore. It feels like what Smugglers Run was supposed to be, an evolving mission platform that updates over time. 2026 is the year this update will happen. Crowds will spike, lines will surge, and for the first time in years, locals will be riding this thing like tourists again. If you ever walked through Galaxy's Edge thinking, I want something new to do, well, they're finally delivering it.
Number 4, ride the reopened Big Thunder Mountain Railroad.
Big Thunder Mountain is coming back in 2026 with the kind of update we will actually notice. A brand new scene inspired by Rainbow Caverns, the glowing, mineral-rich atmospheric show element from Disneyland's old mine train through nature's Wonderland. This is the first time in decades Disney has added a new visual moment to this ride instead of simply refreshing effects. The track isn't changing, but it has been replaced. The drops aren't changing, the pacing hasn't changed, but this new cavern sequence might change the feel of the ride. Bioluminescent-style color washes, glowing mineral formations, layered lighting, and classic water and light illusions that finally give Big Thunder Mountain a new interior beat with actual personality. You're going to know immediately where the update is, the shift in color, the way the rockwork will catch the light, the way the scene breaks up the early mountain interior. It adds texture the Florida version hasn't had in years. And 2026 is the only year where this is new. It's the year where you walk into Frontierland, see fresh energy around the mountain, and finally get to experience the payoff of an update fans have talked about for years. If Big Thunder isn't one of your rituals, this is the version that might make you want to ride. If it's been a only if the wait isn't terrible ride for you, this is your invitation to put it back on the list. The Rainbow Cavern-inspired scene isn't a gimmick. It's the first real piece of Frontier World storytelling added to this attraction in a long time. And it finally makes the wildest ride in the wilderness feel like new.
Number 5, experience the magic of Disney animation. They're all going in there and experiencing it right now. You should be too. I should be too, but it's not the future yet.
Star Wars Launch Bay is gone, and in its place comes one of Hollywood Studios' most meaningful additions in years. A full interactive animation experience opening in 2026. This is a return to the park's roots, but with modern precision. Drawing stations, character-driven demos, behind-the-scenes tech showcases, updated exhibits that celebrate how animation actually works today, not 20 years ago. What makes this a must-do isn't that it's new. It's that it restores something the park has missed for a long time, and that's the feeling that you're actually watching something being created in Disney MGM Studios, or Hollywood Studios as it's now known. It was a hallmark of the original park, whether it was seeing animators animating the new Disney Animation Studios feature film, or whether it was watching the new Mickey Mouse Club be filmed over on the soundstage. But alas, that version of the park is long gone. This is also one of the few 2026 editions that will keep evolving. Exhibits will rotate, characters will change, the technology inside can update without downtime. Experience the magic of Disney animation isn't just an opening, it's the beginning of a new space that grows throughout the year, and that's why it's essential for 2026.
Number 6, bring your kids to experience the Drawn to Wonderland playground.
Drawn to Wonderland Playground is scheduled to open summer 2026 inside the rebuilt animation courtyard at Hollywood Studios. Based on the released concept art, this is planned as an indoor Alice in Wonderland themed play space with oversized flowers, a tea party play structure, and curved interior paths. 2026 is the year you get to experience it for the first time with your family. And if you remember the old Honey, I Shrunk the Kids movie set adventure, a playground built to look like the movie's oversized backyard set that was removed in 2016, this looks like it could have potential for being something of a replacement.
Number 7, watch the fresh Disney Junior show.
Hollywood Studios debuts an entirely new Disney Junior show in 2026, and for families with little kids, this is the entertainment update of the year. We're talking about a full rebuild. New set, new music, new story beats, new characters, new choreography, and a completely refreshed presentation designed for the kids who are actually watching Disney Junior shows now, not the lineup from a decade ago. This is important because the Disney Junior show is one of the most strategically important family offerings in the park. It's indoors, it's air-conditioned, it absorbs crowds during the hottest parts of the day, it gives younger guests a real anchor in a park filled with loud thrill rides and long waits. When Disney refreshes this show, the impact touches the entire park. 2026 is the year it all changes. Kids will lose their minds over the new lineup, parents will get a much-needed break, and entire family trips will flow easier because this show finally feels current again. For anyone traveling with preschoolers, this becomes non-negotiable.
Number 8, the returning Sorcerer's hat photo spot.
The Sorcerer's hat is back. Not as an icon towering over Hollywood studios, and not as the controversial park centerpiece it became in the early 2000s, but as a dedicated photo spot returning in 2026, exactly the way fans actually wanted it. Nostalgia, scaled correctly, and placed where it enhances the park instead of swallowing it. This is Disney acknowledging the strange legacy the hat has had for decades. It opened in 2001 as part of the 100 Years of Magic celebration, stayed far longer than planned, blocking the Chinese theater for more than a decade, and then it disappeared in 2015 with no guarantee it would ever officially return. I'd like to say that many people hoped it never would, but I think this is a nice placement for it. The new version isn't a reconstruction of the original icon, it is a polished, modernized replica built exactly for what guests actually want today. A clean, dedicated, character-infused photo op sized for groups, families, and nostalgic fans who never stopped talking about this thing after it vanished. For the first time ever, the Sorcerer's hat returns without the baggage of blocking the theater, without the icon debate, without the argument over what it meant to the park. It's just a piece of Disney MGM Studios history returning in a way that finally makes sense. A place to grab a photo, remember the era you grew up with, and acknowledge a piece of Disney history that defined an entire generation of vacation pictures.
Number 9, see Soarin' across America.
Soarin' is getting an entirely new film in summer 2026. Not a revival, not a seasonal return, not a special overlay. This is a brand new production created specifically for the 250th anniversary of the United States, and it marks the first time Epcot has received a new Soarin' film since Soarin' Around the World debuted in 2016. Disney designed this film as a one-time salute to America's semi-quincentennial. Did I say that right? No, semi-quincentennial. No, that's not right either. Semi-quincentennial. Semi-quincentennial. That's it. And that alone makes it one of the most historically anchored updates Epcot has announced in years. The California version came back briefly during the Disney 100 celebration, but that run is over. This new 2026 version is its own thing, built from the ground up. What you're getting is a completely fresh flight path, created for this moment. New locations, new aerials, new score, new transitions, and 2026 is the one year this update feels genuinely new and exciting, not nostalgic and not borrowed from another park. If you've ridden both California and around the world so many times you could storyboard them from memory, this is your first chance in years to walk into the Land Pavilion and not know what you're about to experience.
Number 10, Zootopia Better Zootopia.
Zootopia Better Zootopia opened in 2025, but it's still one of the newest, hottest attractions in Disney World in 2026 and should not be missed. This thing immediately became one of the most reliable crowd pullers in Animal Kingdom, and in 2026 that momentum has not slowed down for a second. It uses the exact same theater and the exact same physical effects as It's Tough to Be a Bug. The seats, the layout, but everything layered on top of its brand new film. New humor, new character energy, new pacing that actually matches modern audiences instead of relying on the leftover shock gags from the Bug era. What you get now is a clean, sharply animated Zootopia short built specifically for this theater, and the physical effects sync better because they finally support a story that understands timing. The water hits are hilarious. That scene, I'm not going to ruin it for you, but when you see that, it is so funny, and also you're getting drenched like way more water than It's Tough to Be a Bug. The movement moments land with purpose instead of feeling like a leftover jump scare. The energy in the room is completely different. Kids actually laugh instead of scream crying. Adults stay engaged instead of bracing themselves, and the whole thing feels like a show this theater should have had years ago. And because this is still one of the newest additions in the entire park, 2026 is the year to go out of your way to see it. Not because it's radically different tech, not because they reinvented the wheel, but because this is the version that feels the best when you're walking out of the theater. The one that's funny, fast, polished, watchable, and fully in line with what Animal Kingdom should be doing right now.
Number 11, new animatronics in Frozen Ever After.
Frozen Ever After enters 2026 with the biggest upgrade it has ever received. A full swap to next-generation audio animatronics, the same style used in Hong Kong and Paris. Smoother movement, better expressions, cleaner transitions, and faces that finally match the quality of modern Disney animation. What makes this essential in 2026 is simple. You can see everything they've changed. This isn't some backstage technical upgrade you have to imagine. Every major character gets a new figure. Elsa's Let It Go moment finally matches the fluidity of the newer overseas versions. Anna and Kristoff won't have that rigid, sticker-faced projection look anymore. Olaf gets smoother body movements and cleaner lip sync. Even the trolls could benefit from a sharper detail work. And because the layout and scene stay exactly the same, these upgrades will maybe hit harder. Every face, every gesture, every performance suddenly snaps into a level of quality that Frozen Ever After has never had in Epcot. For Epcot regulars, this is going to feel like getting a brand new ride without Disney having to build a brand new ride. And for anyone who's ever stood in that 70 to 90 minute line wondering when Disney would finally modernize the figures, 2026 is your year.
Number 12, ride Dinosaur during its countdown to extinction.
Dinosaur has an official closing date now, February 2nd, 2026. And that makes this one of the last chances you will ever have to ride it in its original form. Disney has already confirmed that the entire Dinoland USA area is being retired for the Tropical Americas project, and Dinosaur is the anchor attraction being cleared to make room for that transformation. Most of Dinoland is already closed, the rest will be closing in 2026. This isn't a refurbishment. This is the end of the ride that has been part of Animal Kingdom since it opened in 1998. And because the closure lands so early in the year, it changes how you plan 2026. If you're visiting before February 2nd, this becomes a non-negotiable stop. This window is small, just a few weeks into the new year, but the impact is huge. Dinosaur has been a part of the park since the opening day, and for a lot of people, it's one of the defining experiences of early Animal Kingdom. 2026 is the final moment where that history still exists in front of you instead of in a documentary clip. After February 2nd, the countdown ends, the doors close, and Animal Kingdom's next era begins. The original name of Dinosaur was Countdown to Extinction. And guess what we're in now, friends?
Number 13, experience the new Carousel of Progress, now starring Walt Disney.
Carousel of Progress enters 2026 with its most meaningful update in more than 3 decades. An entirely new opening scene, complete with a brand new Walt Disney audio animatronic. The last time this attraction had its intro replaced was 1993, more than 30 years ago, which means this isn't just an update. It's a shift in the entire emotional foundation of the show. Most of the changes Carousel of Progress has received over the years have been small and cosmetic, but the opening scene has been untouched for 3 decades. So when Disney confirms a brand new one for 2026, it resets the tone of the entire attraction. It changes how the story lands. It reframes the nostalgia. It reminds people that a Walt-era show can still evolve without losing its soul. The new intro is designed to reconnect the audience to Walt himself, not just the show's history. It's meant to make the optimism feel intentional again instead of ironic. And because a new Walt audio animatronic is part of the update, For longtime fans, this is the kind of change that hits harder than a brand new ride. It's literally watching a piece of Walt-era storytelling step forward into a new era while keeping the emotional backbone that still makes it matter. 2026 becomes the one moment where you absolutely make time for this attraction. Not out of obligation, but because you're witnessing something you won't get to again for a long time.
Number 14, check on the Magic Kingdom expansion construction.
Magic Kingdom's expansion stopped feeling like blue sky artwork the moment Disney shifted into active site prep in late 2025. By the time you're in the park in 2026, that early groundwork has turned into the first phase of construction you can actually see. In fact, you can even see it now. It's farther along than I even thought it was when I was writing this script. I went and grabbed the B-roll, which you can see here. I'm genuinely surprised by the fact that all of Tom Sawyer Island is already gone. They've completely leveled it except for the built-in hills. Nothing opens this year, but in 2026, we'll be able to see the first visible markers outlining what Disney has confirmed will include a Villains Land and a Piston Peak-inspired zone. Nothing opens this year, but 2026 is the moment where the big projects become real. When Big Thunder Mountain Railroad reopens, its outdoor lift hills become one of the best views of the future expansion area. You'll be able to spot early vertical structures, crews moving through the site, and the unmistakable framework of a new land forming on the horizon. 2026 isn't the payoff, it's the year where the expansion stops being an idea and starts becoming something with a physical outline, a skyline. If you want to visit Villain Lands and Piston Peak rise from the ground up, this is the year where every visit shows you more than the last.
Number 15, check on the Tropical Americas construction.
By 2026, Animal Kingdom is a park in the middle of a visible identity shift. Dinoland USA isn't on its way out anymore, it's gone. The walls have been up for months, the pavement patterns you remember are rerouted, and the cranes over the corner of that park aren't future promises. They're just part of the skyline now. By then, we'll see the quiet dirt moving phase is over. Foundation work will be in, utilities buried, and vertical construction will be underway. When you walk past what used to be Dinoland, you're not staring at a flat ground and concept posters. You'll be seeing real structures climbing over the walls, steel frames, roof lines, and show buildings that already feel too big to belong to the old land that used to sit here. This is the future Tropical Americas area taking physical form. The land Disney said will blend South and Central American environments that inspired Encanto and Indiana Jones into one unified space. You're not seeing finished details yet, but you'll be able to see how big this is going to be just from how wide the walls run and how much equipment is crammed behind them. Nothing opens this year, but 2026 is the first year where Tropical Americas feels undeniably real. If you care about what Animal Kingdom is turning into next, this is when you start making a point of walking by that loop, checking the sightlines, and watching one of Disney World's biggest land overhauls assemble itself piece by piece in front of you.
Number 16, experience the Beak and Barrel Pirates Lounge.
Beak and Barrel isn't just a new space, it breaks one of the oldest unwritten rules of Magic Kingdom. This park has been dry for most of its history. Alcohol didn't show up here until 2012, and even then it was only in table service restaurants, carefully curated, intentionally quiet, and absolutely not something you could just wander into. Even now in 2026, the park still limits drinks to seated dining. That's why Beak and Barrel is a seismic shift. This is the first time ever that Magic Kingdom is offering a public lounge, a place regular guests can actually step inside, sit down, cool off, order a drink, and linger in a themed environment without booking a table service reservation or joining Club 33. This is the first accessible lounge Magic Kingdom has ever allowed inside its gates. And Disney didn't phone it in either. It's a full pirate hideout built into Adventureland. Lanterns, weathered wood, nautical props, creaking floors, and that dim, mischievous atmosphere that feels like the story picked up exactly where Pirates of the Caribbean left off. It gives the park something it has never had before: a space with texture, mood, and adult breathing room. The menu matters here too. Cocktails, mocktails, and shareable bites create an offering that's finally built for the way people actually tour Magic Kingdom in 2026. Long days, heavy crowds, and nowhere to escape? Beak and Barrel is Magic Kingdom's first lounge, designed to reset you without forcing you to leave the park or commit to a full meal. And that's the real shift. Magic Kingdom is still the most intense park on property, but Beak and Barrel is the first honest pressure valve it has ever installed. A themed lounge in a park that spent 50 plus years avoiding them is a major evolution and one of the most important additions of the year.
Number 17, the Boardwalk Inn and Villa's 30th anniversary.
The Boardwalk turns 30 in 2026, and this is one of those milestones that doesn't need signage or fanfare to hit you. You feel it the second you step onto the promenade. The resort has already gone through a quiet and meaningful update, refreshed rooms, a cleaner lobby look, small design tweaks. And there are more reasons than ever to love the Boardwalk right now. The Boardwalk Deli has been updated, the Cake Bake Shop opened in 2024 and instantly became a destination, the kind of place where people literally wait in line for slices of cake built from Gwendolyn Rogers recipes. And Blue Ribbon corn dogs join the lineup, adding that buzzy West Coast style corn dog energy to a stretch already anchored by Trattoria Al Forno and Flying Fish. But the real weight of the Boardwalk anniversary isn't the food or the merch. You don't have to stay here to feel it, but 2026 is the year where walking the boardwalk at night feels like paying tribute to 30 years of character, charm, and strange, beautiful entertainment. If you've ever wanted to catch this place at its absolute best, this is the year to swing by and at least say hi, happy birthday.
Number 18, Port Orleans French Quarter's 35th anniversary.
This is an anniversary you can actually celebrate at a Disney resort without paying deluxe prices. Port Orleans French Quarter, Disney World's most compact, most atmospheric, moderate resort, turns 35 in 2026, and it's the perfect excuse to finally stay here if you haven't. The whole place feels like stepping into a hand-painted New Orleans neighborhood. Wrought iron balconies, lanterns glowing along quiet cobblestone paths, pastel buildings tucked between courtyards, and the Sassagoula River running right beside it. It's intimate, easy to navigate, and themed with a level of detail that still surprises people the first time they walk the grounds. And because this anniversary lands after a fresh refurbishment, the resort feels polished from the top to the bottom, the kind of place where you get deluxe level atmosphere without the deluxe level bill. The food scene is a huge part of why people love it. Sassagoula Floatworks still turns out those famous Mickey beignets, hot, soft, powdered sugar bombs that are basically mandatory anytime, but especially during the anniversary year. Scat Cats keeps the specialty beignet lineup going with rotating seasonal flavors. You've also got that peaceful Sassagoula boat ride to Disney Springs, which remains one of the most relaxing transportation options in all of Disney World. And because French Quarter connects directly to Port Orleans Riverside, you can get even more dining lounges, entertainment, and waterfront paths just a short stroll away. If you want to honor a Disney resort in 2026 without stepping into deluxe pricing, this is the one.
Number 19, ride the refreshed Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin.
Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger Spin is finally getting the overhaul fans have been begging for, and 2026 is the year you're going to feel it the second you walk into Tomorrowland. After years of glitchy blasters, dead targets, frozen animatronics, overall, it might not have looked always great, and not to mention that scoring system that felt like it was running on borrowed time. Disney has rebuilt the core of the attraction, not the ride track, not the ride vehicles, but the technology that makes the game worth playing. The biggest shift is the targeting itself. The old IR system was notoriously unreliable. Half the fun was guessing whether your shot even counted. The new hardware is cleaner, faster, and dramatically more accurate. When you pull the trigger now, you'll actually be able to see where your shot lands. Targets react instantly instead of blinking out of sync, and the hit feedback finally feels intentional instead of accidental. The scoring system has been modernized too. Instead of the old system that rewarded random single lucky shots more than actual skill, the 2026 version balances consistency, precision, and repeat hits. Visual updates support the tech refresh as well. Color treatments are brighter, UV effects will hit harder, and several scenes are being cleaned up to make the gameplay clearer. It's still the same ride layout, the same charm, the same shoot everything that lights up chaos, but it finally feels functional again. If you haven't taken this seriously in years, this is your chance to give it a real rematch and actually feel like a Space Ranger again.
Number 20, visit the newly reopened Grand Floridian Tea Room.
The Garden View Tea Room is finally reopening in 2026 after being dark for more than 5 years, one of the longest closures of any dining venue at Walt Disney World. It originally shut down in 2020 during the pandemic, but it never returned, even as the rest of the Grand Floridian slowly reopened around it. For years, guests have walked by, wondering when the resort's most elegant afternoon tradition would come back. Now it's official. The tea room returns in early 2026 with a refreshed look that complements the updated lobby design, along with a new tea experience with whimsical Disney touches. That means this isn't a simple reopening, it's a reimagined version of an offering that disappeared for half a decade. If you've never done the tea room before, this is the moment. If you're a longtime fan who's waited since 2020, this is your victory lap. And if you're planning a resort day in 2026, this becomes one of the most meaningful experiences to build your day around. Afternoon tea has always been part of what makes this hotel feel like the Grand Floridian. Refined, intimate, quietly theatrical, and 2026 is the year that feeling finally returns.
Number 21, the 2026 Run Disney Race Weekends.
Run Disney isn't hitting some big anniversary in 2026, it's hitting something arguably better: momentum. Every single year since the races came back, Run Disney has added more entertainment, better themes, stronger courses, bigger character lineups, and more of the energy people felt was missing for a while. And 2026 is the year where that growth finally feels complete. It's polished, it's confident, it's fully back to the version people actually fell in love with. You feel it in the themes: sharper branding, better metal designs, and race weekends that lean hard into park identity. You feel it on the course: more performers, more characters, more interactive set pieces, and the kind of sunrise moments people post about for months. And you feel it around the entire resort during race weekends. Transportation shifts, well, I'll say it, you do get stuck in a lot of traffic if you're not running. If you're trying to get to the park on those days, it does create a big traffic jam, but even that has been getting better, to be honest. The resort vibes change. Parks fill differently, and the whole place gets this charged up energy only runners can bring. If you've never run a Disney race before, 2026 is the cleanest entry point you could ask for. Everything works, everything's back, and the race weekends finally feel fully themselves again. And if you want a New Year's resolution that actually gives you something to look forward to on your next trip, sign yourself up for one of these. It changes how you experience Disney World in the best possible way.
Number 22, Airport Luggage Transfer Program.
Last year in 2025, Disney quietly tested something guests have been begging to get back ever since Magical Express ended: a real luggage transfer service. The test was simple. Southwest guests staying at select Disney resorts could hand off their checked bag at the hotel, and those bags were sent straight to the airport. It was one direction only, resort to airport, but no baggage claim, no hauling suitcases onto buses, and even in that limited form, it was an immediate hit. 2026 is the year it becomes permanent, and the year it finally expands into the version guests actually wanted. For the first time since 2021, your luggage can now travel the whole journey without you touching it at MCO. You check your bags at your home airport like normal, fly into Orlando, skip baggage claim entirely, and your luggage is delivered straight to your Disney World resort. Right now, this entire system is Southwest only. But even as a single airline partnership, it's a major shift in how smooth your arrival day feels. Here are the participating resorts in 2026. Disney's Art of Animation Resort, Disney's Pop Century Resort, Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort, Coronado Springs Resort, Port Orleans French Quarter, Port Orleans Riverside, All-Star Movies, All-Star Music, and All-Star Sports. If you fly Southwest, 2026 is the first year where your trip begins the moment you step off the plane. No baggage claim, no stress, no dragging suitcases. Your luggage just finds you later at your hotel, the way it used to.
Number 23, check on the progress of Lakeside Lodge.
Lakeside Lodge isn't starting construction in 2026. It's already standing there looking at us from across the water. The framing is up, the buildings are vertical, the wings are taking shape, and Bay Lake has a completely new silhouette because of it. When you ride the monorail or take a boat across the water, you're not looking at dirt or markers anymore. You're looking at an actual resort. Floors, roof lines, concrete, steel, and recognizable structures rising fast. And that's exactly why 2026 becomes the year to watch it closely. When a Disney hotel reaches this stage, full vertical progress, exterior outlines visible, and multiple buildings already topped out, the next big milestone is almost always reservations. Disney historically opens booking windows long before a resort is finished, and the moment a project looks real from the outside, that window tends to move fast. With Lakeside Lodge already this far along, it is absolutely possible we'll see reservations open sometime in 2026. And depending on how quickly exterior work wraps and interiors move ahead, there's even a world where Disney pulls a surprise, an early soft opening. If you want to see a new Disney hotel materialize in real time, and maybe even be among the first to stay there, Lakeside Lodge is the project you keep checked in your peripheral vision all year long.
Number 24, check out the Perch at Grand Floridian.
The Grand Floridian has been in the middle of a slow, deliberate glow-up for years, and 2026 is the moment the resort finally feels complete again, thanks in part to a brand new lounge that quietly reshapes the entire flow of the hotel. The Perch isn't one of those loud, grab-the-spotlight openings. It was the opposite. It's elegant, controlled, warm, and intentionally designed to fill the space the Grand Floridian has been missing ever since Meisner's Lounge closed and turned into Enchanted Rose, which is lovely, but a little much sometimes. You know, people want to come in and grab a drink. This new venue slots into the refreshed lobby aesthetic, perfectly bright whites, soft gold, subtle floral accents, and that airy, almost weightless sense of space Disney has been rebuilding throughout the resort. But what makes the Perch worth your time in 2026 is its purpose. It gives the Grand Floridian back a true lounge, a space to sit with a drink, exhale, and actually feel the identity of the resort instead of walking through it. The menu is built exactly for that vibe. Refined cocktails, lighter bites. If you're spending an evening in this resort in 2026, dinner at Citrico's, a monorail ride over from the Magic Kingdom, or even just wandering the lobby to see the updates, the Perch becomes the moment that ties it all together. It's a calm, grown-up pocket inside one of Disney's busiest hotels, and it's exactly what the Grand Floridian needed to feel whole again.
Number 25, free water park day on check-in.
Walt Disney World has done surprise perks before, but nothing on the scale of what started in summer 2025 and becomes a full resort-wide staple in 2026. A free water park day on your check-in date for guests staying at select Disney World resorts. Here's the key. This isn't a one-off promo anymore. In 2026, Disney's confirmed the perk is returning for another season, and it's shaping up to be one of the easiest and highest value bonuses you can build into your trip, especially if you're checking in early in the day and don't want to burn a full park ticket. The deal works like this. You check into your Disney resort online or in person, and on that same day, you can head straight to Blizzard Beach or Typhoon Lagoon, whichever one is operating, with no additional cost. No ticket linked, no activation steps. It just shows up on your My Disney Experience app as part of your resort stay. The trick is timing. This offer historically runs only in the summer window, and 2026 follows that same structure, with dates yet to be announced. But if your trip overlaps that period, this is one of the easiest Disney wins of the year. No reservation, no upcharge, no extra ticket to hold on to or pay for, just a bonus day in a Disney water park built directly into your arrival. For families, it burns off kids' energy without stepping into a theme park. For adults, it's the calmest way to start a long vacation. And for everyone else, I guess that includes me. Am I an adult? I'm not a kid. I'm not an adult. The rare perk that actually feels generous. Something that sets the tone for your trip the minute you arrive.
And depending on your personal opinion, we may have saved the best for last. The number 26 must-do of 2026 is the Cinderella Castle paint project.
Cinderella Castle is getting a full cosmetic refresh in 2026. A true repaint meant to restore the exact color balance people fell in love with before the 50th anniversary overlay shifted the palette. Disney confirmed the project as a scheduled maintenance repaint, and unlike past anniversaries, this isn't tied to a celebration or show debut. It's simply the time when the castle goes back to what a lot of people feel like is normal. What makes this worth paying attention to in 2026 is how visible the transformation will be over the year. Disney doesn't bring in decorative scrims or giant tarp wraps. They repaint the castle in sections with open views, keeping the icon as unobstructed as possible. That means you actually watch the change happen from visit to visit, turret by turret, gradient by gradient, shimmer coating by shimmer coating. And because the last major castle repaint was in 2020, this 2026 refresh arrives at the perfect time. The pink and gold anniversary tones are finally fading out. The sun has done its work, and the castle is due for a color reset back toward the cooler, more classic tones that defined it for decades. For photographers, this will be one of the most noticeable shifts of the entire year. A rare moment where the park's most photographed structure slowly rewrites its own skyline. If you visit Magic Kingdom multiple times in 2026, you'll actually get a living before and after. One of the few slow-motion transformations Disney still lets happen in plain sight.
And there is probably so much more in store that we don't even know about yet because it hasn't been announced. Disney loves to make announcements throughout the entire year, and often things will be announced that happen that very same year. So if you want to keep up to date with absolutely the most current information, make sure you follow AllEars.net for more. We've got the blog, we've got all the social media channels, and of course, the YouTube channel right here. Speaking of, go ahead and drop this password in the comments below, and while you're down there, hit like and subscribe, and turn on notifications so you'll be the first to know when myself or one of my friends comes out with a brand new video, something we do all week. See you next time. Why? Because we're serious about fun. Thank you. Bye.